Hello designers, my name is Karthik from Design School for WordPress Beginners, the place where I teach you how to design, build and customize your websites. If you're new here, consider subscribing. In this video, I'll show you 6 features that Elementor Navigator has. How do you activate Elementor Navigator? Well, you have this layers icon which says Navigator. You can either click on that to bring Navigator, or there's a keyboard shortcut, Command or Control Shift I, that will actually do it. It will actually bring and also toggle the navigator. So you can either click on this when you're editing with any template or any page or post with Elementor. You can simply click on this, or Command Shift and I. So that brings navigator. This is actually a floating window that you can move around and also resize as per your liking. So you can resize it as much as you want. So I think this is the maximum width that you can resize it to. Anyway, you can keep it to default, and you can click and drag onto the extreme right, and you'll see a blue rectangular bar. When you leave it, the navigator gets docked. So here's the first feature in Navigator. Navigator shows you the layout of your web page or your Elementor template. It basically shows you what your template is made up of. It's like a bird's eye view of your whole Elementor design. So in this particular page, it's showing that I have various sections, and when I click on each section, it will show me that there's a column within that section, and when I click on that, it will show me within this column I have a heading widget, I have another heading widget, and an intersection widget. Similarly, I can click on other sections and I can see what it's made up of. As you can see here, this column is empty and it clearly shows that. And here the third section has 2 columns, and within each column I have an image, and within the next column I have heading, text editor and a button. So this is to get a bird's eye view of what your sections and columns are made up of. Of course, you can expand your individual elements if you want so, or if you want to expand all the sections and columns, simply click on this and it expands and each and every section and column, and you can see what each section and column is made up of. So it gives you this tree-like view showing how your Elementor template is made up of. So that's the first feature. So it shows the structure, and that's the feature number 1. Coming in at number 2 is to navigate. Well, as the name suggests, Navigator helps you navigate through your Elementor template. So let's say if I want to navigate to the last section of this particular template, I can simply click on it, and just like that, it takes me to the last section. And if I want to navigate to a column within a section, I can do the same thing. I just need to expand that particular section, and I just need to click on that particular column. So it will take me to that particular column, and the left pane will have all the settings for that particular column. Similarly, if you want to reach a widget, let's expand this. So if I want to reach this heading widget, I can simply click once and it will take me to heading widget with all the settings for that particular heading widget. So this is why it's called Navigator. It helps you navigate through your Elementor design. The third feature is to toggle visibility of any widget or a section. So if you want to see how your design would look like without a particular section, well, you can simply do that. You can click on the right eye icon and it will hide that particular section or that particular widget that you choose to. Let me show it back. This won't affect your front end. It's just for your design purpose. It's just to make few valuable design decisions. So I can also choose to hide this heading widget. As you can see, it's gone, and when I click on it, it comes back. So you can toggle visibility of any section or widget using Navigator. Of course, they didn't want to hide or show columns for some particular reason. I don't know why, but you can simply show or hide widgets or sections. Coming in at number 4, you can use Navigator to move widgets or columns within sections. So let's say I have these 3 sections, and let's say I want to move this particular widget from this section to this section. somewhere within any column. Simply do that. I can simply click and drag it wherever I want, and just like that, that widget will be positioned within this section or within this column. You can see that here, it's that particular item. You can also move entire columns within sections. So let's say I want to move this column from this section to the first section. You can simply do that. Let me expand this. Simply click and drag this column and put it above this column or below this column. And just like that, we can now see that this section is made up of two columns, the original column and the column that we just moved. You can move this column from here to here. So you can move sections or entire columns between, you can move columns or entire widgets between any sections. It's that easy. Otherwise, you would have to minimize this, click and drag it and scroll above wherever you want. That's really cumbersome. And with Navigator, it's just a breeze. You just need to pick your widget and drag it wherever you want and leave it. It's that simple. Coming in at number 5 is that you can move widgets between columns within a section. So if you have a lot of columns within a section, of course, you mostly will have maybe 4 to 5 columns at max. So as you can see here, within this particular section, I can move this widget from here to here. I don't have to go to that particular section column and tweak values. I can simply click and drag it under this and it gets positioned under this column. So Navigator can also be used to rearrange items within a section or within columns. Finally, you can use Navigator to rename your section, column or a widget for easier identification. So let's say you have a fairly complex Elementor template like this one, and it's really hard for you to distinguish which section is which. So you can click on any section, column or widget. You can actually double click and you can simply rename it. So I can just call it price list section. So next time when I come back to design this template, I'll know which section is this one. Click on enter and that will be renamed. You can also rename any column. Just double click any column and type in any name you want, and you can also rename any widget. So just double click on the name and you can rename that particular widget. And remember, this will be only affected in the Navigator screen. You won't actually see the widget's name changed in here. It will remain heading widget. It won't have your custom name. The name only gets affected in the Navigator screen. So if you have a fairly large complex template like this one, you can rename each and every element for easier identification. So next time when you hand it over to your client, he can simply disable that particular section if he doesn't like, or he can move it around just by looking at the custom names that you have given. So that's it for now. Those are the 6 features or 6 ways in which you can use Elementor's Navigator. And remember, you can trigger it from here or Command Shift I. That's the shortcut to show or hide that particular Navigator screen. If you're new to Elementor, consider checking out Elementor Finder tutorial, in which I explained what Elementor Finder is, and Finder can be activated by Command E. So this is like Spotlight for Elementor. And if you're completely new to Elementor or WordPress, you can check out Elementor tutorial for beginners. In that I've explained each and every concept related to Elementor, so you can get started and start designing your amazing websites. Anyway, I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.
And that's it for now, and hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you need anything else, don't hesitate to ask. I'm ready to help you. Catch you in the next video. Peace.